And when you said salt and light, I've identified, my personal opinion is, as dysfunctional and crazy as the modern American church has become, they're the only institution that has the bandwidth and ability to break us out of this spell. And you don't need all of them. One or two. Would you
Well,
talk about that and your experience with Salt and Light? Because I worked for CDF and they were a part of our strategy and they were partners with us.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, Salt and Light, the Salt and Light is the overarching group, and it's basically, I mean, it's Messianic Jews, it's 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 Christians, it's all denominational, and the idea is that we are to bring salt and light to the world and to come out of our churches, because we go into the church, we pray, and then we leave and we go, well, put your mask back on because, it's COVID, right? And so it came out of this idea that we need to be out in the world, changing the hearts and minds of people with truth. And truth will always bubble to the surface if you let free speech happen. That's why the first thing in socialism is to, say, okay, well, we need to remove hate speech. If we remove hate speech, everything will be fine, you know, because that's the first step, nobody likes hate. So let's get rid of hate. And then they go, well, everything that we believe is hate is, you know, if you talk about against the government or your teacher or anybody's trying to indoctrinate you. And finally, you get to communism where you can only say, hail the illustrious leader of the century, right? So, so we see this slow walk. So Salt and Light is saying, we have to go out and be bold and preach that. So they've also started another one called Public School Exit, because realistically, I believe that public school should only be for those people who can't have access to homeschooling. Orphans, children with, parents that are in prison, public school should be the last choice. I can't have a tutor, I can't have a private, school, I can't go to, any other thing. I can't have a local community school. Okay, I guess we got to go to public school, you know, maybe one per county, because everybody going to public school means that the government has far too much control over what the general population thinks. And you can see what's happened over the last 40 years, 50 years. And they've also got another one, which is the Christian Judeo Council. I got a cat in here.
No, that's my
Did you?
daughter. I'm sorry.
Oh, is that your daughter? Okay.
Yeah, she's
Sounds like it's outside my door.
oh no.
Your daughter rolls fast. So the
You're
Judeo-Christian
fine.
Council is, I'm sorry, the Judeo-Christian Caucus is a caucus that Christians do with the Republican Party. Now, we would do it with the Democrat Party, but they don't want us. But it's not really partisan. It's just we're a country that was built on Judeo-Christian values. You know, the founding fathers framed it based on biblical principles. And if you take away the biblical principles, if you take the people that are no longer Christian, the government is not suitable for them, you know? So we've taken this idea that freedom of religion means everything goes. But the truth is, some religions are just not compatible with our government. And so they caucus with the Republican parties to try to bring back that center. There's a real push in the leadership of the California Republican Party to simply just say, we're going to be a big tent. We're going to let everybody in. Whatever you believe goes. We're going to take our principles and just scratch them off, and we'll just throw a big grab bag together, whatever principles and values you have, and we'll try to get the maximum number of people to join our party. And it doesn't work because you take out the marriage between a man and a woman plank, and all of a sudden, conservatives leave. When you take the conservatives out of the Republican Party, what do you have? You know? And so we have a group called the CRA, the Conservative Republican Association Assembly, and they've been around for 50 years. And my friend Steve Frank likes to call them the Republican wing of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
So and that's kind of who they are. They're really coming together. And we've also got some other coalitions. We started the Republican Conservative Coalition, RCC, and I actually made the logo. So if you ever see the logo, that's my handiwork. And then,
RCC. Let's take a look at that.
yeah, RCC, Republican Conservative Coalition. And then there's we've got the Christian Caucus and our CRA, and we've got a lot of different people coming together and trying to put pressure. We just had a convention last week. It was really disheartening because the new chair dismissed almost every resolution we put forward and had them kind of voted down. And it's not helping. It's making a lot of conservatives not like Republicans, and I don't really know where they would go. Right now, California's split. They say that it's dominated by Democrats, but Democrats only make up like I think almost a little less than 40%, and then it's 30%, like 29% Republican and like 20% independents.
But they have a
So
political
we're
machine that is mechanical and works like a clock. And
yep,
Republicans, the best thing about Republicans is everyone's a free thinker and thinks for themselves, and the worst thing about Republicans is the same, you know.
the
And
Rebel Alliance. It's like Star Wars.
yeah, it's and I mean but that's why. So there's a church, Citizens Defending Freedom is the group I was talking about, CDF.
Okay,
They started out of Florida. The pastor, who's kind of like the pastor for the group, he became the mayor of their town. I think it's near Polk County.
good for him.
And because of his leadership, it's now become like their version of missionary work and outreach is now political action and getting their people. They've now got like 30 to 50 people from their church at local government. That one church has taken over that county almost. And at every level, school boards, everything. And that's just a part of their outreach. It's not, there's no anger vibes. It's all about, let's take care of our people. Let's be Christians. Let's be out in the world, like in light and love.